Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our you stay muted, guys. I have to mute everyone now. Make sure you stay muted, okay? All right, so today is Wednesday, Wednesday the 5th of February 2025. And here we are again with another edition of our SBC Founders Meeting. If you're just joining us or you're a returning member, you are welcome. We appreciate you being here. Of course, last week was a busy one as our admin was busy. And of course, this week we thank God that he's here. We hope that he's very strong now, you know. So guys, without talking too much, we are just going to call on the admin. Greetings to you, admin. Welcome. Hope today you are feeling much better.
Greetings, Mbe. I am. I'm actually, as far as my medical appointment goes from last week, I'm doing better in those regards. But I've come down with a little bit of a cold, so forgive me. My voice is going to be a little choppy today. But we do have a very important thing to go over, and I wanted to get right into that. So let me go and welcome everybody to February 5th. We are working towards our 10,000 very, very closely. We're getting there, and I want to go over some details of where we are and how we need to get there. So to the end of the month, we have 23 days, 6 hours, and our current membership is 8133, which is about somewhere in the neighborhoods of where it was a week ago. So we know that the members who are active with us now are staying active, and we know that there are members who joined us in December and or January, and they were not able to keep up with us. So that's why we went from 9,300 members about a month ago to 8,100 members this month. I'm going to explain some details with the blog and let you guys know why that's happening and who it's happening to, and some situations that we need to discuss in order to correct that problem. So over the last couple of weeks, we opened up acceptance of SBC Gold. And as I warned our membership that if we did not keep positive buying pressure on SBC Gold, the price would be impacted, and only 300 accounts were able to be paid. So as of right now, I have not done any exchange on the SBC Gold that we did bring in for that time period, and I'm holding back on making that exchange and doing the price correction, simply because I'm trying to encourage you all to understand how SBC Gold works. I know you all want to use it. I know you want to be able to use it for your SBCBO, and a lot of you have significant amounts of that to do so. But what I was promised is that we would get 10,000 and the price would stay strong, and that's not what happened. The somber reality is that 300 accounts were paid. They weren't new accounts. They were people paying their own accounts, and the price quickly dropped below the threshold of 0.04. In the last, since we've turned off SBC Gold for acceptance and turned it to the point where we go back to USDT, the price has only recovered about 9/10 of a cent, or 9/100ths of a cent. So almost, oh, yeah, I guess 9/10 of a cent. It's about right. So almost a full cent, but it's not quite there yet. So I encourage you guys, if you want to use SBC Gold, you got to buy SBC Gold. We've got to get that price. If you can see what I'm showing you on the dashboard right now, it's showing the current price that the market price is, And then it's showing the adjusted price based on what we've already accepted in SBC Gold. As SBC Gold purchases are made, those two prices come closer together. As the higher price goes up, the lower price also goes up, and when they are closer together, when they meet each other, then I can turn this all back on. Now it is at this point just a flip of the switch. So the soonest that you want to open up SBC Gold for acceptance again, that's when we've got to get these prices closer together, matching each other. Um, so if you have any questions on that, you can certainly ask me directly in Telegram. But I believe Marcia was one of our respondees to the situation. I know there was there's a lot of flack that some of our members got into, and I explained it quite simply. We didn't keep the positive buying pressure on. You guys were using it without buying it, and that is the reason why that price crashed. This is a simulated price, of course, but if I had to go out and exchange the SBC Gold to pay the operational expenses and whatnot, which as of today, there's thousands of dollars of SBC business bills that we have to pay. We've got to pay our server. We've got to pay for our custodial wallets. We've got to pay for, I believe we're going to need to pay for our Zoom meetings here very, very shortly. So there's a lot of expenses that are going out while that SBC Gold we're holding on to. So I'm doing my best to not have to exchange it, but in the very near future, we may have to exchange it, and then we're just going to need to build back up to 0.06. So exactly what I predicted, exactly what I warned our entire community about in the Telegram chat was going to happen, did in fact happen. And now you've seen it happen in real time, so you know what to expect. So the question was put yesterday, why are we focusing our energy on pumping SBC Gold when we should be pumping the the membership? And the fact here is that we can do multiple things. You can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. I know I can. Most human beings can, and that is that's just the facts. We could have pumped SBC Gold at the same time we were pumping our price or pumping our membership, but that just wasn't the reality. That wasn't what happened. It wasn't because I said don't do this or I said do this and don't do that. It was because that's what the membership uh, chose to focus on. That's what the membership, that despite being notified and warned, they didn't take those things seriously. When I post in the Telegram chat, guys, believe it, pay attention to it, and understand that I'm a person of few words. I do not really really want to get in there and over explain things or overcomplicate things. I try to keep it as simple as possible, and I try to communicate as simply as possible. So I just hope that when I post something in there, when I give you a advisory note or a warning or something like that, this is what could happen. I hope that you'll take it seriously. We have top minds working on our project. We always have. So we know exactly what to expect of our system. So I would hope that you would just heed those warnings and understand. So the price of SBC Gold right now, if you were to purchase it, is going to be 0.0636. That is cheaper. If the price is where it's at, the 0.036, that's actually the highest it's ever been. And we are getting to the threshold where before we even opened up SBC Gold, we were at 0.059. We were getting a little bit higher. So I estimate that about $5,000 in USDT or US dollars would bring us to the two prices matching. So if there is someone out there who is ready to do that, to purchase about $5,000 worth of SBC Gold, that is where we're going to be. There hasn't been any SBC Gold purchases in more than 2 days. So I would encourage you guys that if you want to use it, let's pump that price up. Otherwise, at some point in the near future, the price correction is going to happen, and that price is going to go back to where it was. Another members have been asking, it's like, well, why don't we just open up SBC Gold all the time? And that is because you guys will break that price. It will go down. There are some of you who do not understand and respect that we are protecting those who invested in SBC Gold way back in August. So those people who invested in SBC Gold, those are the ones that got us to the point where we launched SBC Gold. They're holding, they're holding quite a bit of SBC Gold. They have value in that SBC Gold, and if we drop that price below where they came in on it, and they didn't get the opportunity to utilize it, or it's not making any money for them, that's that's on us, and we don't want to do that. So I know that there's some of you who have a little bit of SBC Gold, but consider the fact that there are people out there, members out there, who have a significant investment, and they don't want to lose their investment because you want to utilize it. So again, positive price pressure is what we need on SBC Gold in order to continue to use it. And with that, I'm going to move on. I don't want to talk about SBC Gold any further. I want to talk about our membership, and I want to talk about our rewards. But before I do that, I want to go into the Waterfall program, another program that we have going on. And I wanted to make it very clear how easy it is to assign a waterfall slot to an SBC 10 or an SBC Lite or an SBC Full. You just click on the waterfall, put in your email address that you want to apply it to, request SBCBO, and then select any one of those tiers, and then go down to the bottom and hit save. So we have a considerable amount of members who hold more than enough coin or more than enough allocation in their waterfall to apply to an SBC 10 payment. But those members just don't do that very often. So they're holding out for that big payout, and that big payout for the people who are in tier 4 or tier 5 will hit when the waterfall actually is at the total of its contributions. So it looks like our progress meter is not working properly, but we are the bar is not working properly, but the percentage is. So we are at 84% of the 5,000 slots, and once you reach that 5,000 slots, you're going to see your first withdrawals at tier 5, and you're going to see some withdrawals. So once those tier 5 members are no longer tier 5 members, then tier 4 members are going to move into the tier 5 position. So there are possibilities there. I know that our friends in Bangladesh and India have been trying to sell waterfall slots, and there was a run on them about a week ago. But the waterfall is just sitting there. It's not getting any contributions. So waterfallforall.io is the public side of the waterfall, where you will register. If you are a member of SBC already, then waterfallforall.io will work for you. But if you're looking to sell waterfall slots, or get someone to participate in the waterfall that's not an SBC member, you can give them that URL and then have them register and go through the process. So the Waterfall for All is just it's kind of like a little microcosm of the SBC Waterfall program. All the same benefits, all the same payment details, shared wallet, and all of that kind of stuff. It's all there. So if you would promote that on Telegram, if you promote that on Facebook or in your WhatsApp groups, and then encourage people to join it, let them know that each slot is worth thousands of dollars. And it really only works when we've got contributions coming in. And there has not been a lot of contributions coming in over the last couple of months. So again, we're not redirecting our focus to the waterfall away from our membership, and we're not redirecting our focus to SBC Gold over the waterfall or our membership. We can do all of these things all at the same time. These are meant to kind of keep us occupied while we're getting to our goals. All right. So my voice is starting to break down, but I want to get into the meat and potatoes of today. The reason why the majority of you are all here is to hear about this new situation. So I'm going to go to the February reward schedule. We have nothing special going on in February. We are going to redirect our focus inward. For the February rewards. So member rewards, new member rewards, returning members, and there is no paid on time reward anymore. There's no additional rewards for anything. It's just the 1,000. And if you're a returning member and you're here for more than 2 months, the 2,000. Keep in mind, our abandonment policy has been updated a little bit, and that's going to lead into our next blog. So any gifted SBC Gold from the administration is claimed after 90 days if your account goes inactive. Your custodial wallet is placed in cold storage. So if you are an SBC Gold holder and your account is not active, well, obviously you can't utilize it, but we will put that into storage for you. And to recover those funds, you just need to reactivate your account, and then a new custodial wallet will be assigned to you. Of course, you'll be requested to keep that active, but if you don't do that, then it goes back into storage again. Our SBC rewards. This is something that I've been thinking about for some time, and we're going to need to make some activity here. So this option number 4 is going to be voted on. I will put the vote into our Telegram group after the meeting. Once I formulate the question to be answered, it's going to be a simple yes or no. Should members who are no longer active in our community lose their SBC rewards that they've earned? Um, in all reality, I can tell you that our sponsors are not going to be interested in part-time participants. And the reason being is because your SBC private fund and your access to that private fund, it's going to be a change in your life. It's going to be a change in your lifestyle. It's going to be a change in every aspect of your life. And that is something that you need to continually be a part of. So if you're not willing to take the gifts and the rewards that you've already been given and keep them active for the next 3 to 6 months, or however long it's going to take us to get to 10,000 and get through that educational phase and get our legal structure up and going. If you're not willing to be a part of this community for that long, even at a $10 a month commitment, then we aren't going to be able to utilize you as a voice going into this fund. So as as the admin here, I want to encourage each and every one of you, and I know that a lot of you have stepped up over the last 2 months and kept your account active, and some of you have paid 6 months in advance using SBC 10. You're welcome to do that, and you got to do that. Do that through me. Come to me and make sure that your account is activated and you can be active for the next 6 months. But also make sure that you're checking in every once in a while. If you don't log into the into the SBCBO at least once a week, you're not doing yourself any favor. You should be logging in, checking the blog. And maybe I don't post a blog every single day, but I do definitely post one at least once a week. And of course, our meeting announcement is there, and the recording of the meeting. I go back in and I put in the founders meeting tag where the link is. I put the link to the video that MBay provides. So I hope that you at least log in once a week and keep track of what's going on. Once we reach our 10,000 members, we are going to completely revamp the SBCBO into an educational site. And then at that time, I'm going to hire 10 members of our community as educators who will all have the same content, but will create that content for their community, their language, their country, and whatnot. We're going to start with 10, and then we'll move on as we grow. So much like we have our member helpers now, these are going to be a little bit more involved positions where you're going to get a curriculum that is going to be given to you on a weekly basis, and that is all you're going to focus on. Whatever you're given for that week, that's what you're training that week. And every one of our members that are a part of our community needs to participate in that education. Whether or not you are participating it when it's being done live or if it's recorded and then you view that video, you're going to be required to participate in that educational process so that by the time that we get to the SBC private fund, you know how it works, you know where it works, you know where it comes from, and you know your rights and your legal standing while using those funds. Another thing that you'll also learn from this process is reason and responsibility. This is not something that, nobody can teach anybody else how to be reasonable or rational or responsible. You just kind of have to kind of learn that on your own. But we're going to show you, steps in being responsible with these funds, what these funds are used for. They're not for buying Lamborghinis. They're not for buying yachts. They're not for buying mansions. They're not for buying small countries. They're for improving your life first, improving the life of your family second, improving the life of your community third, and then improving overall life in general globally. So just understand that these funds aren't going to be, a get rich quick scheme. And when I go over the blog here, the next one, you'll hear that again. So just I want to adjust everybody's expectations. And I want to also lead into that blog. So let's just go ahead and go into there. The last item on this list here, merged or pooled accounts will be restored to admin issued transactions only. And that's what the next blog is going to be about. So we are going to be resetting the SBC wallet. The only vote that we are going to take is what to do with members who refuse to get themselves active. So it's a non-consequential vote to what we're going to do. We're doing this anyway, but I'll explain that vote to you in just a moment. So the SBC wallet reset. So with the revelation that some members have been activating accounts solely to pool or merge their SBC wallets, I have decided to take immediate action to prevent the abuse of SBC. We are well on our way to reaching 10,000 members. We were only 700 short about a month ago, when to everyone's surprise, many who received the 5,000 and 10,000 SBC did not renew their accounts in January. In fact, what they did was they moved those funds into another account. As a result, we are now seeing a decline in February following a remarkable uptick that occurred in December. This situation has led me to reflect on why it's happened. Was it a failure of leadership? Was it a fear of success? Or was it abuse of our generosity? And the reality is that some members who joined in December received their initial 5K and then the second 5K, and then subsequently transferred those funds to another account. I know who you are, but rather than issue punishments, I'm just going to take corrective action. So you were caught red-handed, but instead of penalizing any individuals, I'm just leveling the playing field and resetting the SBC wallets to zero. So over the next 48 hours, I'm going to zero out the SBC wallet, and then I'm going to replay all of the transactions over the last year. If you received transactions from the admin, you will receive them again. If you are an active member, you'll receive them. If you're an inactive member, you won't know, so it won't matter. But in order to have your transactions restored to your wallet, you need to be an active member. And any of those 5,000 or the 10,000 in total transactions that were moved from one wallet to another wallet, that's going to be undone. Every transaction issued by the administration has been meticulously recorded in our system. I will replay those transactions, ensuring that every wallet is restored to its proper balance. No member of this community should be sending SBC to another member. There's no need to do so. These are your rewards. You did not sell SBC, and nor did you use it to purchase anything. These funds were always intended as rewards for when the fund launches. Consolidating SBC into a single large account is not only against our principles, but is also unwise. You cannot pool your spouse's or your children's accounts into one. Each individual will have access to one SBC wallet, and attempting to merge accounts will not provide any advantage. The funds will be distributed fairly amongst members and with additional benefits for community builders. So, what do I mean by that? So, if you are an actual community builder, like some of our leaders are, you'll have access to a little bit more SBC resources than the average person who is just benefiting themselves in their local community. So if you are going to be building a church or a, a facility to facilitate goodwill or something of that nature, then you'll have support of SBC. Now, will that necessarily need to come out of your wallet? No, that'll come out of the fund in a different way. But uh, every member who is going to have access to the funds, you have access to the funds equally. Nobody's going to be able to come in there with two hands and bucket out SBC Gold. Or not SBC Gold, but SBC, out of the SBC fund. You're not going to be able to just dump that out of the SBC fund. It's not going to happen. Each member that has access to an SBC wallet will have access to the same amount of funds as anybody else. So will that be a limitation? Yeah, it's going to be a limitation. It's going to be more than you need, but it's going to be less than less than what you have in your wallet. So if you have this big deep bucket of SBC, you're only able to access a little bit of it at a time. Only what greed's just not going to work here. So let me get back to the blog and go from there. So again, these funds were intended as rewards for when the fund launches. So consolidating SBC into a single large account is not only against our principles, but it's unwise. You can't pull your spouses into an account. You can't pull your children. Each individual will have access to one SBC wallet, and attempting to merge accounts won't provide any advantage. These funds will be distributed fairly among members with additional benefits for community builders, and your access to SBC will be sufficient to improve your living conditions, but is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You will not be buying expensive cars, luxury homes, or extravagant vacations with SBC. Instead, you'll be using it to build a sustainable livelihood and support those around you. You can use it to improve your home. You can use it to buy a new home, but you're not going to be buying a mansion with it. You're going to be improving your life, and that's what SBC is about. Let's be reasonable here. So if you approach this even with a hint of greed or selfishness, I urge you to reconsider your mindset now. To maintain access to SBC, you must keep your account active. It doesn't matter if you're SBC full, SBC light, or SBC 10, your status in the SBC community is irrelevant. You don't receive any extra rewards for being any one of those members. Those tiers, SBC full, is for sponsors who have referrals, who are capable of paying that $33, and for the sponsor's work in cultivating that particular member, they receive the reward of the 50% bonus. In SBC Lite, these are for members who are not interested in being a sponsor. Maybe they're a member. Maybe they don't have the resources to be a full-on sponsor. That's okay. You're still going to get the same rewards that the SBC full member is. And same with SBC 10. We put SBC 10 into place over the last 3 months, and it has helped us immensely recover some of those members who were having a difficult time uh, keeping up with their account. $10 is a very small amount for what you're going to get at the end of this. And remember, each month that you are with SBC, you're receiving those rewards. So between now and when the fund launches, that could be 6 months away. And in that 6 months, you're going to be earning SBC because you're an active member. That is going to be funds that you're going to be able to access on day one when those funds launch, and you're going to be able to improve your life right away. So everyone's going to receive their rewards, and they all receive the same rewards. Doesn't matter which tier you're on. But now is the time to prepare for our SBC fund. At present, our development team is working to reset the wallets to zero. After that, we will redistribute the funds according to the original transactions recorded by the administration. So if you were one of those members who sent 5,000 to, your sponsor's wallet or whatever, that's going to be undone. They're going to go back to the original wallet that they were going into. And in order to access those funds, that account needs to be active. So merging or pooling accounts will not be allowed after this process is complete. You may have noticed that the send buttons are no longer active, and they're never going to be active. There's no need for the SBC wallets to send to one another. SBC is not a currency for you to buy things with. It's not like TBC had been at one time. And given what I've seen over the last week, over 500 transactions were sent, and they were very large transactions. The system allowed you to send, the entire contents of your wallet to another wallet. It let you do that. And when I found that was happening, and I realized that it's because members took advantage of that 5,000, 10,000, and that's all that they were just being taken advantage of. None of those people had any intention of getting us to our 10,000 members. They thought that would happen. And then once that happened, that they would be sitting on a pile of SBC. Well, that's not what happened. So, I hope that you all understand that I'm doing this because this is the way to preserve our community. Fraud and abuse of our community is not going to be tolerated, and we're not taking away you earned the SBC. So from each one of those accounts that came back and earned the 5,000 SBC, it's still yours, but it's yours. It doesn't get transferred to somebody else. It doesn't get, pushed off into another account. So everyone who holds SBC is strongly encouraged to ensure that your account remains active so that they can access the private fund when it fully launches. So this reset may frustrate those who sought to exploit the system for personal gain. And if you have any griefs or complaints about it, they're going to fall on deaf ears. Because if you complain about this process, if you complain about resetting everybody's wallet back to what they're supposed to have, if that's where you want to complain, then we know you're part of the problem. So I don't want to hear any complaints about this. And I don't mean to be rash, and I don't mean to be authoritative in this particular case, but anyone who complains is definitely going to be a part of our problem. So it's not what this community is about. If you want to be a part of it, you must contribute just like every other member. So please note that the replay of transactions will occur for only active members. If you are an admin credit member, admin credits are not fully active accounts. There are probably about 400 or 500 accounts that were given an admin credit for one reason or another. That wasn't even me. Those admin credit accounts, those are members who have not made an account, made a payment on their own for who knows how long. I don't even know where the admin credit accounts came from, but there's probably about 500 of our members who are grandfathered in with an admin credit, and those just they don't count. So if you're not supporting our community now with at least even an SBC 10, all you have to do is just make an SBC 10 payment on an account that says admin credit, and you're fully restored. It doesn't do anything about your account status. So if you have an expiration date that is like 2026 or something, but you're paid with an admin credit, that's fine. All you need to do is make one SBC 10 payment and make it so that that admin credit goes away. You continue on using the same expiration date that you had. We're fine with that. We know you're a real person. We know that you're really there. You're participating. So if you log in, you see that your account's paid with an admin credit, do an SBC 10 credit payment on that as soon as you can. And any of the SBC rewards that you have earned over that time will be activated and put in your wallet. Okay, so as you may already know, if your SBC BO is not active, you don't even have access to the wallet. And that's the way that it's been since we opened the wallet a year ago. So we're ready to move forward. I know you're all ready to move forward. We were at 9,300 members less than a month ago. And unfortunately, a lot of those members who have fallen off the 1,200 members or so, they came for the 5,000 SBC, the 10,000 SBC, and then moved it to another wallet. And that's egregious. That's completely unacceptable. Those members were not helping us to build to our community. Guys, I want to get to 10,000 just as quickly as you guys do. But playing games and manipulating the system is just not going to work, because ultimately when we get to the SBC fund, the people who need it the most, you're hurting the people who need it the most by playing these games. So I know that this doesn't apply to the majority of our community. There is at least 7,000 of our 8,000 members that this does not apply to, because it only takes a couple of bad apples to spoil the bunch. But unfortunately, that's what's going on here. And I think that our community needs to focus very, very laser focused on getting to that 10,000. The sooner, the better. It's no surprise that some very, very big things are happening in global politics. Obviously, with the advent of the U.S. President Donald Trump coming in, there's been a lot of shakeup in the U.S. government. There's been a lot of shakeup in other governments as well. As you take a look at what's going on globally, you can see that a very, very big shift is changing, and some people look at this shift as a bad shift, and others look at this as a good thing. So I look at it as a good thing only because very, very heinous things that have happened in our world are being brought to light, and they're opening up, and things are we're pulling the layers of the onion, and we're finding out what's really going on in our world. And I think that once we get our legal structure established and we get our fund operational, you're going to find out um, just how uh, just how corrupt the financial system has been its entire life. So another thing that I mentioned last night in my, I don't know if this is sharing anymore. What's going on here? Sorry. Um, One thing that I mentioned is that did you guys know that uh there is a ban on certain things? So say for instance, gold. If you are not an approved owner of gold, you're not allowed to have that gold. So that gold is refused. They literally say if your name isn't this or isn't that, or you don't have uh, you know, uh, if you're not on our good persons list of gold holders, you can't use that gold. Nobody will accept that gold. That gold doesn't get counted. There's a lot of that out there. And that's where our SBC fund is going to come from. It's going to come from unlocking gold that is locked away, that the elites and the privates, the banking system that's out there right now does not have access to. And they found a way. And that's what we're working on. We're working on getting access to vast resources of material wealth, whether it be gold, whether it be precious metals, whether it be real estate. All of those things are going to be accessible. And the changes that are happening in the world right now are opening up those doors. So I'm urging you guys, do not walk, do not run, sprint, go as fast as you can towards that 10K, because you're going to be a part of a global change that is going to be phenomenal. It's all happening right in front of our eyes right now, and we want to be a part of that. We want to be on the cutting edge of that event. So I hope that you guys understand that moving forward now and getting to that 10,000 and starting our legal structure and going through our educational process so that we can open up that fund in 3 to 6 months after we get to that 10,000 members. That's where we need to be right now. And SBC Gold can help us, ride that wave there. The Waterfall can help us ride that wave there. SBFC2 can help us ride that wave there. But our main focus, laser focus, needs to be on our 10,000 members. So with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. And I hope that you guys will all vote in the founders group. So the vote is going to be on what to do with our 90-day expired accounts. Like if you haven't been active in the last 90 days, should we remove the SBC Gold from you, or not the SBC Gold, but the SBC rewards? So basically, you're starting from zero. So if you've ever been an active member in SBC and you want to retain the rewards that you've earned over whatever time period you've been active, you need to get active now so that your coins that you have, that your rewards that you have, will stay with you. Because if your account's been, and I'm giving this notice now, so within 90 days from today, if if your account is no longer active in that period of time, then your SBC rewards or whatever whatever SBC you have in your wallet will just be like it didn't exist. This is something that was unpopular with TBC. The admin Jack had said that he wanted to, if you didn't get active, he was going to get rid of your TBC. And I said that I wouldn't do that, but this is up to you. This is a vote that you guys get to make. It's not a decision I'm going to make. So I'm going to put that in there for for all of you to vote on. I know which way most of you are going to vote, and I am personally not going to vote in this. So you will, when you vote, it's going to record who voted for what. So understand that you will not see me voting in there. We have 1,934 members that are in the Telegram group, and if you're an active member, you should be a part of that Telegram group. Um, we should have 8,000 members in there. Without a doubt, there should be 8,000 members in there, but I don't know why there's not. So if you're a member of SBC, whether you're SBC full, whether you're SBC light, whether you're SBC 10, I don't care. You need to be a part of that Telegram group. So we're gonna do that vote. The vote's gonna be up there for 48 hours, and we'll repost the link to the vote so that you guys can decide on that. So again, just simply, should we take away the SBC if you are no longer active for 3 months, or do we keep it there? It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. I know that the sponsors that we are going to be working with are going to be looking at all of our members as when we present our 10,000 members to the sponsors, they're going to say, they're going to ask me, have these members been vetted? Have they been, are they all active? Are they going to be able to sign the petition? And I'm going to tell them yes. And I'm going to need you to back me up on that. So when we go to actually activate the SBC private fund, I'm going to need every single one of our active members to come in and say, yes, we are unified. We are the SBC, private society, or whatever we want to call ourselves at that time. We are this entity, and we want this to happen. So that's going to be a step that happens once we reach 10,000. I'm going to need to get approval from each and every one of you to join this petition. So if you know how petitions work, it's basically you go and you gather a bunch of signatures for a cause or something of that nature. The minimum is usually 10,000, and that is where we're at now. So no, we cannot go in with 8,000 members. 8,000 petitions is not enough. The minimum is 10,000. That's where it's at. That's the goal. It never was a billion. It never was 100,000. It always could have been 10,000. And I know that we have those members. Just a couple of metrics. There were a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, there were a total of 75,000 active members in our community. So 75,000 active members was we know that those members are out there. We know you're out there. We know that some of you are sitting on the fence and watching and waiting and hoping that things are going to go your way, and then you're going to jump on at the last minute. This is the last minute. Right now is the last minute. It's always the last minute. So let's join all together, get our memberships back. If every single one of your member or every single one of your family should be active, even if it's an SBC 10, you can come to me directly. I will activate your accounts through SBC 10. You can pay for more than 1 month at a time using SBC 10. You can pay for 6 months out. You can pay for a year out using SBC 10. Now, if the system doesn't allow you to do it, then you've got to come to me. But if it does allow you to do it, then you can do it through, the normal payment system. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to put together the vote and post that in our founders group shortly. Hopefully by then this video will be available, so I'll share that at the same time, and so everyone knows the conditions in which we're voting for. But yeah, so over the next 24 to 48 hours, we are going to zero out the wallet, and we're going to reset everybody's account to 0. And then I'm going to replay all of the transactions that were sent from the admin. So we opened up the SBC wallet about, was it January 20th or something like that last year, somewhere around in there. So any transactions that were sent from January of last year to um, January of this year. So any ones that, well, it would be January 1st or 2nd, somewhere around in there. So anything that I sent to you between that last year is going to be resent to the original intended destination. And then I will process the January rewards. So if you bought SBC Gold during January, there's a reward for that. And then there's also your standard rewards. Anyone who is missing the 5,000 from January will get it in this batch as well. So I have a lot of rewards still to issue, but I'm going to do the reset first and then the replay, and then after that I'll let you know. So just keep your eye on the Telegram chat. It will have I always let you guys know when I'm starting something, and I let you know when I'm completed with something. So before we zero out the wallets, we'll let you all know, and then we'll replay those. I don't know how long those replays will take, but they are going to be transactional the same way that they were before. So they're all going to occur on that day, but they'll all go back to every single transaction that you've received, you'll get back. The only ones that you're not going to receive are the ones that you sent out of your wallet. You'll get those back, but the ones that were sent to any other wallet will be reversed. So it's like we're starting from scratch. And again, the send buttons, I never intended for the send buttons to be on, so I never intended for you guys to be able to move and pool funds in the first place. but some industrious members of our group did so, and we're gonna fix that. So I hope you found this meeting to be at least educational and understanding where we're going. We definitely have a lot of work to do getting to our 10,000. So I hope that each and every one of you are going to take to heart these new changes and let's get to 10,000, because I'm just as excited to get to this as you guys are. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, we need this more than ever. So with that, I'm gonna stop my sharing and turn it back over to Embe.
All right, admin, thank you so much.
Looks like I wasn't sharing.
Right. So we have 4 people admin. It's true the meeting is a little bit long. For those who want to watch the recording, do you think we should take all these people, or they should come next meeting? Because we're already 1 hour away.
Um, I I'm not sure. I don't think that there's any need for questions
Right.
at this point. I think that if you have any questions, you should address me on Telegram, and I'll do that. Another thing is, like, specifically for the Telegram group, if you guys are coming in there and asking a question of me directly in there, you should just come right to me. Because your question may or may not be a sensitive question. You know, it may frustrate or upset people just because you're asking it. So, um, sorry, definitely come to me if you have any questions on Telegram. And most of you guys that are on there, I know that I'm connected with you anyway. So go ahead and let's go ahead and end this one. And those 4 of you, come to me directly on Telegram, and I'll answer your questions.
Thank you, admin. All right.
Mhm.
So I think one last word for the take-home message.
The take-home message: we are ready to move forward.
All right. So everyone on mute, and let's say we are ready to move forward.
We are ready to move
We
forward.
are
We are
ready
ready
to
to move
move
forward.
forward.
Move
Ready to
forward.
move
Ready to move
forward.
forward.
Ready to
We
move
are
forward.
ready to move forward, inshallah.